Welcome, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce, and this is the NBA on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the Denver Nuggets facing off against the Phoenix Suns. And now we send it out to the U.S. Airways Center. Kevin Clark and Steve are there. Opening tip is on the way.
It's the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. Very excited to bring you this edition of our NBA broadcast here on 2K Sports. Clark, Doris, and Steve are with me. This is Kevin Harlan, and welcome to our broadcast of the NBA. Courtesy of State Farm, here's the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Kmart and Nene are inside. Osler and Flalo are the backcourt. And it's Gallinari in at the 3 spot. And for the Suns, VC and Hill are the wings. Channing Frye out there with Gortat. And it's Nash in at the 1 spot. And there's the rejection. And he recovers it. And it's Martin missing. So it's Phoenix now. It's a 3-point game. Nash with it. Over Lawson. Nash's shot is off.
And Steve Nash, even with all the turnover in Phoenix, just kept putting up numbers. 15 points and 11 assists a night a year ago. And that was without Amar'e Stoudemire, who left from New York, signing as a free agent.
Right now, let's find out what head coach George Karl had to say to our Doris. Doris?
Kevin, he told me that they'll be looking to keep things moving quickly on the offensive end in order to negate some of their opponent's shot blocking skills. He feels that if they can keep them on the move and off balance, they'll be able to keep their leapers from turning away shots. Guys?
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. They put a lot of thought into how they're going to match up against the opposing defense, guys.
Well, one of the things you got to do here, Kevin, and Steve, you can't afford empty possessions against this team. You've got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, that's for sure. But you got to make them count because you know you're not going to get a lot of open looks. So make sure you make the defense move the ball, try to get good looks, and make them pay.
The shot's good from Lawson. Back to Nash's production, having a finisher like Amar'e Stoudemire might help, but it goes to show you that he can set up any kind of play.
Well, he's a room service dime dropper, so if you can catch and finish, you're going to get scores. I mean, that's how good he is. That's why we talk about the point guard making it easier for his teammates, and he's one of the elite that we. Seen in the history of the league.
Well, you mentioned something earlier about his IQ.
Yeah.
To me, that is just off the chart.
Exactly, and it helps you as you get older. When you know where to be and how to get there, it gives you an extra step, even if you don't have it physically.
Now, here is Lawson, following the miss by Steve Nash. From outside the arc, Vince Carter grabs the miss.
5 shots and 1 make. That's stumbling out of the gate, folks.
For the 3, and Nash is good for 3. Nash has got 11 points.
Since the first tip, he's been red hot from long range. He's in the zone right now. You know, for the Suns last season at U.S. Airways Center, 23 and 18 was the record at home. Still above 500, but of course not the kind of mark they've been used to setting there in the past.
The Suns making a switch here. Brooks checked in. The Nuggets also changing it up. Anderson comes in for Kenyon Martin. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Gallinari. Here is Lawson, and it's Carter picking him up. Aflalo kicks to Nene. Stolen by Brooks.
Anticipating that pass so well. Beautifully done. Well, thanks to some good shooting, they're off to a nice lead here.
Well, they hit the ground running, Steve, from the tip-off. I mean, and they've yet to slow down.
Steve, that record of 23 and 18, that was their worst in the last 7 seasons at home.
Now, things may get worse before they get better for Phoenix because they've got some older players. And this is a franchise that's got some difficult decisions to make. And it's also a franchise that is very accustomed to winning. And one of the all-time leaders in winning percentage in the NBA.
Here's Lawson. Following the basket by Nene. Stolen by Brooks.
3 early turnovers for him here. I mean, he just does not look sharp out there, guys.
Well, he better sharpen it up right now because he's on pace to have about a dozen turnovers when it's all said and done.
Now, here is Lawson. Grant Hill covering. Lawson outside. Backing down is Nene. Cans it from 6 feet away. Nene's got his second bucket. Suns leading by 6.
Boy, the Nuggets had problems in the playoffs versus the Thunder, but I thought Nene still maintained his season averages and played pretty well.
There's the block. And here's Lawson. And it's Carter picking him up. It's blocked. And here comes Brooks. 6-point game. And here is Frank. He dishes it to Carter. He's guarded by a Afflalo. And it's Carter again missing. Clark back to Nene in the playoffs. Not easy given the interior defense that the Thunder was throwing at him, Steve, night after night, game after game.
Yeah, that was impressive defense, and Nene's field goal percentage did dip in that series, but that's to be expected. The defense during the playoffs is always much more intense, and I thought Nene played well despite those field goal percentage drop-offs.
Now Carter. Wilson Chandler missing from long range. Good on the shot. Carter's got his first 2 points. Carter is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul. Here's Miller. Goes up off the inbound. Lopez with the block. Taken away by Nene.
That steal led to that easy transition basket.
You know, Steve, they've got those guys reeling a little bit right now.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway.
Well, you know, playing against the Thunder has to bring back some painful memories for the Nuggets guys. I mean, looking back on their first round loss, and it was closer than the 5-game total might suggest. That was a very competitive series.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. Setting the floor for the Suns. Hakeem Warwick and Robin Lopez in the middle. Nash runs the point with Dudley at the 2. And it's Childress in at the 3. Yeah, you're right, Clark. In that series between the Thunder and the Nuggets, really a tough defensive series. Steve, both teams shooting just 42% from the field.
And I thought what really hurt Denver was giving up so many offensive rebounds to the Thunder. And that led to a lot of free throws because we saw some offensive putbacks and fouls. Those little things over the course of a series, Kevin, those really make a huge difference as time wears on.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, the job of a point guard can be an interesting balance. Take Steve Nash. Some argue, based on his percentages, that he's the greatest shooter in NBA history, and yet he feels he can help his team most by focusing on setting up his teammates. I think it's better for our team if I don't score. When everybody is scoring, it makes us more difficult to defend and keeps everybody engaged. So I think it's the better way. Kevin?
He knows it takes a great team to win it all. Thanks, Doris. Gortat's checked in for Robin Lopez. The Nuggets also with a sub. Nene's checked in. Here's Smith. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Backing down is Martin. Moving it around. 4 on the clock. Miller takes it right up. Takes it up. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Now the shots are starting to fall a little bit more than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they say it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive in golf. Well, a shaky start can be overcome because now they're starting to heat up.
They continue to barrel their way inside, and when's the defense going to adjust?
Well, I'm asking the same question myself, partner. I mean, that's 8 points out of their last 10 coming inside.
Now, here is Smith. Dudley is tagged with the reach. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Smith. They trail by 6. Now here's Nene. Just 5 to shoot. Smith shoots over Dudley, and there's another one for the Nuggets.
They are just lighting them up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Taken away by Nene. The Nuggets trail by 4. Miller dishes to Chandler. Off target from three-point range. He's back down to 17. Outside Martin. Smith against them. Chandler takes it in there. That's outside. Smith's got 5. You remember that last season? Former teammate. Steve, I think he lost a couple teeth.
I think he did. He just kind of spat them out on the scores bench and kept playing. And remember, the scary part about that was David Lee actually got an infection in his arm from those teeth, and that was very scary. When Lee was out for a couple of weeks. Fortunately, the doctors were able to control that infection and get him back out on the floor.
Phoenix making some changes. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Ward. Carter comes in for Josh Childress. And it's Brooks in for Steve Nash. The Nuggets also changing it up. Chris Anderson is checked in for Nene. Alinari comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's a Flalo in for J.R. Smith. Stolen by Carter. Ball going up court. Here's Hill. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's on Aaron Aflalo.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send him to the line instead of giving up an easy 2.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
They got to love Grant Hill. Even at this advanced age, he has been so productive for the Suns the last few seasons and still playing at an extremely high level.
A nice shot by Carter. Here's Miller. He has 6. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, as you know, George Karl loves to give his players freedom, and he wants all of his players to be aggressive on offense, even backup centers and role players. He feels that it helps. And makes everyone a threat you have to guard. The way we play basketball, we want everybody to be attacking, reading and trying to attack. I don't think you can have a player out there that can't be aggressive. Kevin, guys love to play in that kind of system.
Doris, thank you. An aggressive offense is something we've come to expect from Coach Karl.
And you know, when you have guys always looking to score, it makes life a lot harder on the defense.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
There's 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Stolen by Carter. For the finish. Whoa! A true
dunk, Kev. I thought he might squeeze the air out of the ball on that one.
Well, when he gets it near the basket, you know where he's headed.
And he's going fast and with force.
And it goes out of bounds following the shot. Nene, he's checked in for Denver. Lawson comes in for Andre Miller. Suns leading by 9. From deep, Brooks. And the ball goes out of play following the shot.
Nuggets ball.
Here's Lawson. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Carter. Denver grabs the miss. Dudley, it's called for the reach. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Lawson. With 1 on the clock, and that's good for 2. Lawson's got his second basket of the night. That'll do it for the first.
We've seen Nash getting it done. 19 points, and he's hit a trio of three-pointers to give himself 9 points from downtown.
He's doing his best to stretch this defense out, and this long-range outburst, that bodes well for this club.
We'll be right back from Phoenix.
Nothing can beat the NBA on a Friday night, except for maybe a Saturday night. We'll get to that tomorrow. Right now, it's time for the HP Halftime Report. For the Phoenix Suns, they have the lead against Denver. They've done a fantastic job pushing the break and the tempo, easy buckets in transition. A sensational first half for Steve Nash. Shooting nearly 70% so far, a gaudy shooting percentage, the envy of everybody playing tonight. And the Nuggets are still keeping at it. Way too many turnovers, they've been coughing it up, they gotta cut down on the miscues. Wilson Chandler with a disappointing first half. He hasn't scored any points, having a lot of trouble around the rim, Clank City. And that's it for now. Let's head on back out to the third quarter. Enjoy the rest of the game.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Here's Lawson.
Well, prior to last season, the Suns decided to let Amar'e Stoudemire leave for free agency. They were concerned that with all of his injuries, they just couldn't justify giving him a long-term big deal.
The second half is underway, and here's who George Karl's got on the floor. Lawson and Afflalo are the backcourt. Kmart and Nene are inside. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward. Well, Steve, that's what, I'm sure you'd agree, that's what makes this Suns story so interesting. They let Amar'e go to the Knicks, but then they turned around with a completely different front office and spent almost as much on Channing Frye, Josh Childress, and Clark Hakeem Warwick. It seemed at times a little confusing.
Yeah, baffling would be another word to use there. I mean, historically, Kevin, those mid-level deals for average players can be just as risky. So some interesting choices by the Suns' top brass. And we'll see how they pan out. You need to give them a little time, but that usually takes a little longer than you want it to.
Nash against Lawson. Nash gets the reach-in call. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Afflalo. 5 points in the game. Stolen by Carter. Pushing it up. His first shot coming late. Gord's shot misses. The Nuggets trail by 6.
It took a while, but it's nice to see those knees of Kenyon Martin start to get closer to full strength as he continues to make a solid contribution to his team.
On offense, here are the Suns. They've led by as much as 10. Nash's shot is in. Nash has got 24.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Back to Kmart, Clark, you had knee problems too, so you can appreciate what this guy has gone through. Hard to think he'll be the explosive player he was, but he is a smart defender, always has been. Veteran, Steve, a lot to offer.
Well, defensively, I mean, Kenyon Martin's as good as it gets, Kevin, because this is a guy who can guard multiple positions. He's got incredibly quick feet, and he takes pride in it. I mean, he just wants the challenge of guarding the opponent's best player.
First free throw is good.
Guys, I thought Nene had the best season of his career last year for Denver. Averaged 15 points a game, and most impressively, he shot 62% from the floor.
And back to Nene, if that is the field goal percentage part we're going to see from him going forward, that is a big boost to this.
Yeah, it is a huge boost. And again, it's a matter of shot selection for a guy like him. He's strong, he's fast, he finishes around the rim. If he can sustain that, that's good news for him and bad news for the opponents.
As soon as they force that turnover, they really attack the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
You know, I was really impressed. Despite all of the turmoil that surrounded the Nuggets, they were very competitive in the West last season. They managed 30 wins in their 52 in-conference games, and that's about a 60% clip in a really tough conference.
Hakeem Warren, he's checked in for Phoenix. Lopez comes in for Channing Frye. Afralo dishes to Chandler and slammed down hard. Another look on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Boy, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
And for the Nuggets, an interesting mix of young talent and veterans. And Steve, I guess only time will tell if you think this team is going to get better as they move along.
Well, I think the key is chemistry. You know, they've got a lot of players who expect playing time. They came in, did a good job a year ago after the Carmelo trade. Can they maintain that togetherness and chemistry as they go forward?
Lawson against Nash. That's blocked, and he's able to get it back. And it's the Suns' ball. They're on a 14-5 run here. Carter with the 3, and it's Nene with the rebound. Nene's got his 4th rebound in this one. Stolen by Carter. Hill inside. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. And the Suns lead by 14. Open shot by Chandler. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. And it's Phoenix's ball, leading by 12. And Hill backs him in. Ball's knocked loose. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Chandler. Now Lawson. He has 5. Chandler outside. He's picked up by Lopez. Open look. That one goes. Count it. 7 points for Lawson.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
Hill throws down the breaker.
to get fancy. Just keep it simple. Like pound cake, a basic throwdown.
No deep with the edges, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. No 360 necessary there. Nothing fancy.
Jared Dudley's checked in for the Suns. The Nuggets also changing it up. Chris Anderson is checked in for Nene, and J.R. Smith's subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Chandler. Lopez with the block.
He may want to start spreading the ball around a little bit. His shot is off right now.
There's Carter. His shot is off. Now Denver takes it the other way.
Not a bad look, though. You like his chances to make that one.
You sure do, but he can't hit them all.
Back to Gallinari. No one near him. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 3 assists now in this one. This one for 3, and that's good. Vince Carter for 3. Carter's got 13 points. The Nuggets trail by 13. And here they come. By himself. Oh! Howard down the tunnel.
Come on now, DC. Can you believe that finish? Oh, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average, typical dunk.
Here is Carter. Good if it goes. And no good trying to get that one. Well through. Three-quarters of play, down double digits, and it may be difficult to overcome. A fantastic game from Steve Nash in this one.
The way he's moved through the defense so far through 3 quarters, it's like everybody but him is in slow motion.
Well, he's just that quick going to the basket, Steve. I mean, the help defense just isn't getting there in time, and he's been able to finish.
Suns lead by 13. Now let's check in with Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Suns that garners the Sprite Spark today. There has been absolutely no let-up, even as their lead continues to grow with each stop. They're using this game to send a message to anyone who is watching, it seems. Guys?
Doris, thanks. That run, Clark, really propelled them.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it got their confidence up and gave them the kind of swagger you like to see in a team.
Yeah, gave them the edge for sure because look at the opponent. I mean, they are kind of down on themselves right now. The body language, not where it needs to be.
So with Nash sitting on the bench, here's who Alvin Gentry's going with. Dudley and Hill at the 2 and the 3. Gortat is out there with Channing Frye, and it's Brooks in at the point.
I think their only hope now, Clark, is to slow him down with a double team.
Well, they got to stop the bleeding, put the tourniquet on, and he's been tough to play straight up.
Again, the miss by Brooks.
A strange trend here, guys. They're totally controlling the glass, but they still trail.
You get the feeling that one is going to correct. Either they'll lose their edge on the glass or catch up in points sooner or later. We'll see.
It's tipped. Stolen by Dudley. Suns leading by 11. Hill passes to Brooks.
Kind of a strange season for Aaron Brooks last year, guys. He was unhappy when Houston didn't give him a contract extension, so the Rockets eventually traded him to Phoenix for Goran Dragic.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here is Miller. Brooks gets called for the reach. That's his first foul. The Suns making a switch here. Childress is checked in. Gallinari, he's checked in for Denver. Flalo comes in for J.R. Smith. Here's a follow. Brooks against Miller. Over Brooks, and it's Miller missing.
You know, Steve, when you talk about Aaron Brooks and every point you made is a good one, it wasn't really the best of fits for him, and I think here in Phoenix, and he can definitely play an up-tempo game, and that's Phoenix's style.
Here's Brooks. Brooks right side. Gets himself open and drills it. And the Suns lead by 15.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Brooks.
Well, I tell you what, after turning the ball over so much in the first half, guys, he's really settled down nicely since and doesn't have any turnover since the break.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
They just lost him on the break that time defensively. I mean, he slid out to the three-point line and had plenty of room.
Here's the three. Again, the miss by Brooks. The Nuggets trail by 12. Stolen by Duggan. Brooks right side. Launches it. They get it back. And Gortat kicks to Brooks. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Brooks has got 7 points here in this quarter.
They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Now they're feeling confident, and they're in a good flow offensively, so why not just keep firing from out there?
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. The only thing he addressed, the turnover situation. Telling his guys, we simply can't survive if you don't handle the ball properly. Slow it down and make smarter decisions. Let's see if they can do it, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. Fader on the way. Another three for Phoenix.
They're in a groove now. These three-pointers just falling at will here in the second half.
Yeah, I think the defense has got major headaches because this team's just not missing.
Chandler with the block. The Nuggets trail by 18. Nene down low. Working on Fry. And Nene gets it to go on the assist by Miller.
He's just playing so well across the board, guys.
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's exactly what his stats look like, definitely.
They can't seem to stop anybody inside.
They got to know that if they don't make life tougher in the paint, the opponent is just going to keep going there. I mean, it's not like they'll get tired of all these in-close opportunities.
And the Suns here with a different look. Robin Lopez is checked in for Gortat. Warwick comes in for Channing Frye. Michael Petrus is checked in for Jared Dudley. And it's Brooks in for Steve Nash. The Nuggets also changing it up. Molinari comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Lawson in for Andre Miller. Suns leading by 16. Here's Brooks. And the layup falls. Brooks has got 9 points here in the second half.
Yeah, this club well on its way to victory. Beautiful offensive execution.
Yeah, I like the fact that it was wire to wire too, guys. A fantastic job for them.
And Phoenix has possession. Shot from the wing. Gallinari with the rebound.
As great as they've been on the board so far, they just haven't found a way to get out on top.
Yeah, but if they continue to rebound, they can put together a little run here and cut into this lead.
Here's Chandler. And a miss there on the triple. Clark, confident play we're seeing out of it.
Yeah, no question about it. Like they say on the playground, scoreboard.
And you're asking a lot out of your teammate to try to handle that pass. I don't like that decision at all.
Deflected. Here's Warwick. Chandler with the block.
He hasn't been one of their key guys tonight, but...
And he slams it home. Here's the replay on the Sprite Slam Cam.
Well, that's a dunk you will not see very often. You won't pass that one by.
No doubt about that.
I wish he would, though. You can never see too many of those.
Here's Martin. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet.
Now, they probably needed more of this earlier, guys. I don't think there's enough time left to get back into the game.
Guys, this is really a case of too little too late, but at least it gives them something to work off of going into the next game.
Tried to thread the needle there. It wasn't there.
Guarded now by Aaron Brooks. And Gallinari kicks to Nene. And Denver again with the bucket.
Smart. Use that big height advantage. Get the shot off.
Well, it's hard to put a big man on him, Steve, that far from the hoop. I mean, he's versatile.
They need this. Off glass and in.
Well, they've looked good here tonight, and now they are coasting to the finish line.
Steve, just a matter of time right now.
Top of the key. Again, the Nuggets score. Now, here's Lopez. Over Lawson. And Brooks gets it on the assist from Lopez. And the Suns lead by 12. Throws it from deep. So it's the Suns winning easily here. They